Alrighty, hey there folks, welcome to the YouTube video here on the channel. My name is Emily. Today we are here at Crewe in the LSL HST. We're on our way to Eastleigh as 0 Zulu 44, which will set up really fast, and then we're going to get on our way. Do my headlights whilst that does its thing. I'm going to put my headlights on since we have exited the yard really now. U39 signal. Put the reverser to forward. Bear in mind we are a red signal on the departure point, so what I'll do is I'll hit the SG button and tab at the same time for roleplay purposes, and there you go, got the road. So it has been set for us now. So this is a move that happened a few weeks ago for me now, where basically an LSL HST went down to Eastleigh, near Southampton to collect, I believe, another power car and bring it back up basically. So we've sort of done it this way. So we're doing a move like this. We're doing like 13 miles an hour as we coast around the points here. I've done my best to get a good fill of the yard here at Crewe Holding Sidings, which is LSL's depot, but it's just difficult without, you know, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 requirements there that, you know, yeah, I'm just trying to be good. So that is the road. So we've basically got, well, we're going on the slowest, but it's saying proceed as far as you can see. So we'll do our best here. So we're just going to coast out. Love the Midland Pullman liveries. This, by the way, is the Gold Star Trains HST cab. I realise that the last 2 HSTs that I've done have been like locos, but it's difficult to find HST moves in England now. So I've done quite a bit of the inter-7 city routes. / we don't really have the inter-7 city routes in train sims, so yeah, that's the problem for you know, when you like when you do vaguely current stuff. Up to 20 we go. Unfortunately, the game won't accept that we can be routed through there. It is what it is, really. Just means we come slightly further across. Going to monitor our speed, get up to 20 and then go idle again. I do love the fact that you've got tail lamps on the back of this model now. It's a shame that other parts of it aren't as good, because you've got a lovely model of a tail lamp, and then you've got whatever this is trying to be. Yeah. We'll do notch 4 up to 60, which is our next permitted speed. If we rumble our way up, and like so, this scenario ends as we go through Stafford station. You can see the 75s there, so we can basically go straight up to 75. Love the noise these make. Right, it's a race you want, it's a race you'll get. Notch 5! Yeah! Ignore Crewe Basford Hall. Again, it's impossible to do without adding so many requirements you'd all cry at me. Got to go idling. That was fun though. I overexceeded my 75 slightly, so I'm just going to trail some brake on. Crazy, like, how quickly those come past you. But yeah, I do absolutely adore how these work. Like I say, the HSTs, they've got a soft spot for them in my heart. I've got the train I'm driving as a model. Actually, I can see the box sort of behind my desk. You know, they're great trains. I'm sad to see them. It's one of those. I'm sad to see them go, but I know why they had to go. You know, one of those jobs. But yeah, this is my first route learner, I think, on the Midlands and North West route by ATS. So welcome to that, I guess. That's a thing. Already. Now, yeah, the Midlands and North West route, it's a good little route. It's just, I think it's one that I struggle to create for most of the time because I just don't know it that well. It's, for example, the East Coast Main Line, I can near enough sound off all the stations in order. Generally, I can do that for the Great Western as well, because I've driven that enough in train sim, and I sort of have an understanding of what that looks like. I just don't have that yet for the West Coast. You know, so I can sort of visualise the Great Western. You know, you've got the main line coming out of London, you've got Reading, the line then diverges, you've got the line towards sort of Exeter via Castlecarry, and sort of that neck of the wood. You then also got the main line that continues via Bristol, and then that splits off at Swindon. One line goes to Bristol, maybe one goes to Parkway. That's the level of knowledge you need to be a scenario creator. You also need to know, okay, so I've got Bristol Freightliners, that's not really used anymore. You've got Wentloog Freightliners. You've got, so yeah, and the flows that go in there. So again, Wentloog, you've got the DRS Tesco trains. It's just that sort of stuff in your head and storing that information to be able to go, right, it's, you know, and I don't have that for most of the West Coast. Like, I can't find Arpley sidings on a map. Well, I can now, but I never used to be able to. That kind of thing, you know? Whereas you say to me, you know, Doncaster Car Depot, well, I know that's the IET depot, it's Doncaster Carriage Depot. You know, Roberts Road, that's across the way, not actually including any routes in train sim. That's the EMD depot down there. And I know what that looks like, you know, it's just that's my difficulty, I guess, in modelling the West Coast accurately. This is a scenario by me, which is why we had to pull away against a red. I got that comment. You get a lot of broken signals. Like, yes, because I do the routes no one expects me to do, and therefore it's impossible to test them all. You know, sometimes you have to, because the way that train sim is, and the fact that I don't have the base level access to fix issues in routes. Yeah, I could fix that, but then it's adding it, you know, and again, I could attempt to fix the routing coming out of Crewe holding sidings, but again, that would then rely on you having an extra patch, and that can break other scenarios, and I just don't want to, you know, do that to people, do people like that, and that's why it's just, you know, I'm not lazy, I just choose to accept that this is probably the least of all the evils. No, aside from that, interesting day at work, I guess. The guy I used to work with on late shift all the time came too early as well, and first time working with him. And it was just crazy how in sync our brains still are. So, we're leaving the final station before we get back. And I think, basically, I know the guy's train manager as well. I've known him since long before I worked on the railway. So basically, yeah, I'm standing there chatting to him, well, watching him do the dispatch process. Then I think to myself, right, what can I do next? I'll take a bin bag. As I think that, the guy I used to work with appears at the kitchen with a bin bag. I then I then go into the kitchen, check if there's anything they need. They don't need anything. I then go, right, well, I'll go get plates in because they'll be finished the crumpets by now. I also got called a crumpet today. It was quite traumatic. Thank you for your concern. Did I knock power out? That I did. Oops. Yeah. Sorry. My tummy's going funny. Probably because I ate a bag of Monster Munch and then drank a load of Pepsi Max. That's probably why. Anyway, but I As I'm walking up, as I see through the carriage, I see he's collecting all the plates in. Our brains are wonderfully in sync. He's just quicker than me still. But it's one of those where we had three crews at that point on the train. That is more than enough to get the job done. You know, I'm one who I'd rather hustle and I'd rather find something to do, but it was just looking for things to do at that point. Yeah, it sounds like I did nothing. I did quite a bit. Yeah, it was nice working with them again. They're just nice to see people, you know. Oh, here comes an Evero. It annoys me that I was watching one of the interviews Jeff Marshall did with one of the Avanti staff who was involved in the naming. And they said, "Oh yeah, we wanted to call it that because it's an EV." And I'm like, no, it's not. It's a fucking bi-mode. But there you go. Also, all opinions expressed within this rant are my own and may or may not be those of companies that I'm associated with. There you go. Bit ahead of myself. I'm gonna pull the speed off to 75, go brake off there and let the train slow down of its own free will. So you can see, like I said, because we've not got the rest of the train to brake us, the brake performance just isn't great. Also, apologies, my fan's getting turned on. I'm using video broadcast, so you should be able to hear it much, but it will still be there in the background, for which I apologise profusely, but I'm going to die if I don't have that turned off. Green, green, green. I think the reason that's on two yellows is that fender that overtook us. We're still behind him, basically. As far as he's, you know, so we're keeping a vaguely equidistant distance behind him. I enjoy an equidistant distance, do you? The train just looks lovely arcing around the west coast. I've got to say, the west coast is a lot curvier than the east coast. One of those where, like I say, the west coast, it's an interesting, it's more interesting route to drive, I think. But I also just don't enjoy it as much, basically. I've stormed up and down the east coast that much. I think it's in my head now. East Coast on the mind. Also, what's this malarkey about having like stopping passengers all the way, like, you know, stopping trains basically the entire length of the route? Weird. Hey, you're pretty much 4 tracks wide till Preston, really, aren't you? Oh, here comes a train. Hello, wave to off right friends. See the green, yeah. So that Avanti's now pulled ahead of us enough that he's fully gone. It shows so what single section's called half a mile, which is about a mile and a half ahead. It just shows. I panicked there. It just shows how, you know, time makes it makes a difference, but also it doesn't. So he's a mile and a half ahead. It's about a minute ahead. But that's after about 10 minutes. So after 4 hours, he's going to make, you know, if we're doing the full length of the West Coast, he is going to be there. He's going to be where he's going effectively, substantially longer before I get there. But anyway, sorry, Brengo Burr. I love the glow it feels like you get. That is actually really nice. I didn't notice this the first time I used this cab enhancement pack, but it is nice. It is rather nice. Green signal. Again. Notch 2, continuing. It's quite nice to sort of it's quite a chill drive, this, and I enjoy. You know, there's times I want to be like hammering brakes in and out of stops and all that kind of stuff. But this is 25 minutes, 30 minutes, just chill drive through the Staffordshire countryside, probably, I think it is now. I'll show you where we are. So the scenario ends here because the train went via the Trent Valley. You can see that's the train in front of us. We're approaching Searchlight Junction, which I think is what this is called. Searchlight? Yeah, I remember things, see? But like stuff like this is the weird shape of the West Coast. So Trent Valley comes up about here. You then got Northampton loop up here somewhere. It's just, there's so many different variations on how you can do the West Coast that we don't have on the East Coast. The East Coast, okay, so you've got Hertford and some trains run via that, but very few. There are no booked class 1s that go down there, I don't think. And class 1s are class 9s. That's a good question. Are there? Hertford North. That's the other Hertford. Okay, let's just do... No, that's West Coast Hertford. Do it this way. It's Hertford, effectively. So, this is a lot of trains going through there, but yeah, it's all class 2s. Oh no, there's one class. Oh, that's quite cool to know. It's a late night Thames Link goes down Hertfordly. I think that's probably engineering works, it's a variation on the timetable. But there's nothing booked through there, that's a class 1. Whereas I know that one Avanti a day goes down Northampton Loop. Probably more in terms of what London North Western sends down there. It's just weird. Then you've got the difference that, you know, even Avanti sends some trains via Brum, others not via Brum. It's just, it makes no sense. What's going on? But no, otherwise, I'm getting carried away again. Grr, basically. Grr. This is Searchlight, so I just go notch 1 of power. So just about be enough to keep us going. But no, I'm working on a side hustle, so I'll be doing videos about that for my cosplay channel soon. And they'll be pretty slick. Pretty chic. And yeah. You'd say it's 105 on the fasts for non-tilting trains like us, whereas we're limited to 75, and I think it's 100 on the slows because we're a thingy. I like to see the different livery versions of the LNWR livery as well been done. idle. Onto coast. And this is the slowdown now for Stafford. I'm going to brake early, just like I say, because it means I can drive a little bit more gently. And I'm not as reliant on the train. Thing is, as well, if I start braking heavily and start slipping and sliding about all over the shop, I am more likely to cause issues. So it's just better to be. It's better to be better. Here we go. Just keep us going. So, folks, I'm going to end my YouTube video here. Hopefully, you guys have enjoyed it. If you have, hit the like button. Subscribe to see more from me on a very regular basis. But until then, folks, thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.